Die! Die! Why won't you die? Why won't you die?
Hey, wake up! Wake up, everybody! It's a gorgeous day! Gorgeous day! Come here.
20th Century Fox presents the story of Carla Moran,
Okay, now look.
the most extraordinary case in the history of psychic research.
Everything broke loose. It went crazy, and everything was shaking. The bed was shaking, and the walls were shaking, and...
Like an earthquake.
No, it wasn't like an earthquake. It was much stronger than any earthquake. Oh, wait a minute. Honey, I don't really understand this. You were attacked? Or you weren't? It happened. I was raped.
You were raped by whom?
I don't know. There was no one there.
A team of experts will investigate her life.
Why does he attack you, Carla? Not anyone else.
Why is she going to such lengths to support this delusion?
And they will find more than evidence. They will find the entity.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Why Won't You Die, a horror podcast. Q reviews in the building. What's going on, my friend?
What up? What up? Dave, chilling, man. Really excited to get into this movie. Another wild one. You had me watch this week. So
yeah, and I think the last couple that we've done, because last week we did Doom Asylum, which is one I wanted you to check out, but I don't know if too many people have seen this one. I actually was able to get people to watch this one. Like, someone was like, I've never heard of this, and I'm like, watch it on Tubi, and they watch it and they're like, thank you for the recommendation. This is bizarre.
Yeah, so, I was gonna mention this too. Like,
we're recommending,
watching this one for us. Yeah.
So next up, I asked you, I said, do you want to check out The Entity? Because it was requested on my Patreon. And I was like, okay, this person had always wanted me to watch The Entity for like 6 months, and it got selected for me to watch it. I watched this, bro. I got so many vibes of The Exorcist for some reason. That's kind of like the feeling that I got. Maybe it was because of some of the shots. We'll get into it, but like maybe it was because of some of the cinematography and the directing style and the music. And the emotion from our lead actress. I really felt like Exorcist vibes. I know it's not the same thing, obviously. It's it is paranormal, but I just got a lot of vibes of that, and Amityville as well. And I know Amityville was a little before this one. But I just got those vibes of like, how are they going to do, how are they going to make something scary that you can't see? Like, do you ever go into movies that are about ghosts and you're like, oh, I mean, nowadays it's like, okay, well, I know how they're going to do it. They're going to hit me with a jump scare.
The jump scare. Scare.
But how are they going to do it? How are they going to do it with something that you can't see? Did you have any thoughts going into this before? Had you seen this movie before or no?
Yeah, I was telling the story about this. I seen it back in the day because my grandmother used to watch it on repeat over and over and over again.
Oh my God, you did tell me about that.
Please, bro.
Tell me this. Tell me what's going on.
Oh, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I forgot when exactly this movie came out.
1982.
82. So like I was watching Poltergeist. That was my junk. You know what I'm saying? That was my go-to horror movie because it had the family, had the E.T., all the cool references. But my grandmother, she always went with Exorcist, no joke, and The Entity, and then like a Serpent and Rainbow down the road and things like that. But like she would just watch this over. This was back in the days when people had VCR tapes. They would just watch the same movie over and over again. So she used to watch this over and over again. But I would go because we had another VCR in the other room, and I would just go watch something else. And I seen it, vaguely, it's been like 20 something years, 30 plus years since I seen it again. So when I watched it, it brought up a lot of memories of me watching it with my grandmother. I know this is a weird movie to watch for sure. Like she just used to let us watch anything. Faces of Death, like the shirt, you know what I'm saying? We used to watch that over and over again. So she's like, the video store was free realm for me, except for the back room with the beads. I couldn't go back there. But
I know
but
that.
other than that, it was for like all horror, everything. But like this was her favorite movie, and I'm a little kid, so I didn't understand what was going on because you know what I'm saying. I like the sexual nature of it wasn't a concept for me, so I didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't get the movie. Oh, I get it now.
Yeah. Oh, I can only imagine watching this as a kid, man. Once again, like you said, you may see the naked body and things happening, but you don't understand the true nature until you become an adult and you start understanding these situations and what people have gone through that have been assaulted, you know, obviously not by a ghost, but, you know, in whatever situation that they've been in through life. And then you start to empathize with people's situation as an adult. So yeah, you got two different perspectives, seeing it from a kid and then now. I'm so glad I did not see this as a kid, but
yeah, because I didn't understand as a kid, so it wasn't really scary. But I knew it was a paranormal thing going on. But like I didn't know why she was screaming like that. Like what's going on? Then I kind of started putting it together. Like okay, you know what I'm saying? Maybe the ghost doing a little something much, but I didn't really get it. I didn't know my birds and the bees at that time. To be honest with you, you know, like at 82, I'm like I was born in 76, so I'm like what, like maybe 6 years old or something. Yeah. Okay. So I watched this at 6 on repeat, but I didn't understand it. I got E.T. fine. Oh, I get that the alien come. Like I didn't understand this movie, so I wasn't a big favorite of mine back then because I didn't understand the horrific nature of it. Yeah.
Yeah. The Entity on repeat, man. I cannot understand that.
Yeah, my grandmother was crazy, bro. That and Exorcist on repeat. She watched Exorcist so much on repeat, it wasn't scary to me at all because I was so desensitized by Reagan and the whole thing. Like this is just regular normal until I was in college and it was a rainy day and I put it on. Like let's watch the special edition because you know every year they got the special edition. Put that on, scared me to death, bro. Like this movie pure evil, fam. You know what I'm saying? This movie pure evil. Like something is possessed in this film. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't supposed to be watching it. So yeah, it scared me then. So now I have the utmost respect for as a kid. I think, I think these special effects are cool and the vomit is dope. So like I don't know. Yeah, growing up with horror movies like that was just I don't know. Like especially around that time, early 80s with Creepshow and Gates of Hell, D'Argento movies and stuff like that. Like I was just so used to it, I became desensitized. But now, as I get older, we go back visiting films, especially like this one, The Entity. I was like, oh, this is highly disturbing.
Right? We might have to do a matchup like your boy does. We'll do The Entity versus The Exorcist. Break down those points.
Ooh, that'd be a good one. Yeah, you got to be on that one. Yeah,
that's funny. All right, guys. So before we get into this, we're probably going to talk some spoilers, I'm sure. So if you guys haven't seen the movie, definitely check it out before we get into our deep conversation about The Entity, in 1982 film. Just wanted to preface and give you guys a pre-warning. There is going to be certain nature that could be, triggering to those that have been in certain situations like this. So viewer discretion is definitely advised. So The Entity is a 1982 American supernatural horror film directed by Sidney J. Furie and written by Frank De Felitta, who adapted his 1978 novel of the same name. The film stars Barbara Hershey as a single mother in Los Angeles who is raped and tormented by an invisible assailant. Like the novel, the film is based on the 1974 case of Doris Bither, who we will get into after this, guys. So if you guys are watching on YouTube, if you guys are listening, definitely stick around because we are going to be talking about the real case. Didn't even mention that this is based on a true story, which when I saw that right at the...
Wow.
Did they say that at the begining? Do you remember? Or did it say it at the end? I think it was at the end, maybe.
I believe at the end they had a little wrap up there. Like, it was based on a true story. She moved away and...
Yeah, they talk
about basically still happening, but not as much.
A little bit. Yeah, exactly. So we'll get into the real story, guys, of Doris Bither, a woman who claimed to have who had been repeatedly sexually assaulted by an invisible entity and who was observed by a doctoral students at the University of California in Los Angeles. All right, so this film is directed, like I said, by Sidney J. Furie. And man, I looked into some of his filmography. I thought he was going to have, a couple of stellar ones under his belt, and the top one was Iron Eagle from 1986, which is basically a Top Gun ripoff. I don't know if you ever heard of Iron Eagle.
What, Lou Gossett Jr. Yes.
Bro, this is
Trash.
the biggest Top Gun ripoff I've ever seen, and it came out the exact same year as Top Gun.
Oh wow.
So
I already remember that movie. I remember like it had 3 VCR back in the day with a VCR tape. It had Iron Eagle, and I think something else was under there, like Creep Show or something. I always fast forward to Iron Eagle. Like we ain't watching that, son.
Yep.
We ain't watching Iron
And
Eagle.
who can forget the famous Superman 4?
Really?
He directed
Quest
Superman
for
4.
Peace?
The Crest
Wow.
for Peace, bro.
Damn, that is a bad movie.
It got a 3.7 out of 10.
3.7 out of 10. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, Quest for Peace by Canon Films. Ooh.
I'm only on the second one, man. And the first 2 Supermans, I like them. So,
Oh, you haven't seen Quest for Peace?
I haven't seen the third one, Richard Pryor.
Oh, okay. You're in for a treat when you hit to that 4.
I don't even know if I'm going to reach that. If I don't like this 3, I don't even know if I'm going to reach it. But yeah.
Ooh.
So
That's something else.
So it does star Barbara Hershey as Carla Moran. Let me get a little bit into her resume. She was in Falling Down. That's right, man. I've seen Falling Down. She plays the wife. She's also in Black Swan. She's also in Insidious. I'm sure you've seen her in Insidious as Lorraine Lambert. So she's still acting in horror movies, which is great. I mean, that's kind of cool. She was in Insidious 2 also, Chapter 2.
Oh, nice, bro. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
She's been around. Yeah, she's still acting.
Yeah, also Ron Silver, who plays the doctor, Phil Sneiderman. This movie is basically what we had talked about, the plot. We'll just get directly into it.
Yeah.
We have a mom that is she's a single mother. And they do get into kind of like her backstory of relationships. That does play an important part, but they don't dive deeper into this, which kind of made me think that at one point of the movie, I was like, is this really, like, is she manifesting this in her head? Because a lot of that's the whole doctor's thought. The whole doctor comes to the conclusion of this is deep rooted because of your father, which we get into. Her father was abusive as well. And bad relationships, and I think she was like a young mother. Yeah, she was abused, and she was she was a mother, like I think like at 16 or something, she got pregnant.
Yeah. Can I bring this up right quick too? Like,
bring up anything.
It's one scene. You know what I'm saying? She looked young. Then her son, supposed to be a teenager. He look around 28 years old. And then she's got a rubbing his shoulders like, oh, yeah, sonny. But like, is this his son or is this her man? You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's one of the things that that's one of the things the doctor references is that one of her descriptions of the demon that, the ghost, the entity that attacks her, she says she felt a main body on her. And then she also felt 2 little bodies like grabbing her legs open, pulling them open. And he's saying, the doctor says that, that those are the manifestations or something of like your kids or something. And then something about the relationship with her and her son, like sexualizing her son. And I was like, what? It got, did you hear that part?
Yeah. I do remember the part when they said that like the 2 other little entities, it was like, she said it was like 3 of them. Yeah. And then the doctor said, I guess, she was sexualizing her son. I do vaguely remember that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now
her son Billy.
Like that's weird. Yeah, because he was big as hell, bro.
Yeah, he was old, man.
Diesel. Yeah.
Yeah. So they introduced the son. He's working in the garage. When they pan into that garage and he's working, I thought this was the boyfriend or something.
Right. Me too.
Cause she looked young.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. Because they show her right away. She's working late, but then she goes directly to like typing class, and that was like a big thing. Women would become secretaries, or they needed they needed to know typing for a lot of jobs back then, right? So she's working hard, and then she comes home, and then you just see like dishes everywhere. You see pictures of her kids, and you find out she has a couple kids, and then she goes into the garage, and I'm like, okay, maybe the man's working on the car or something.
Yeah. Who man is this?
Come to find out it's her high schooler son. I don't even know what age he is. He has to be 18. There's no way he could be younger.
Yeah. This motherfucker looked like he was 28 years old, bro. Then she like come around him and was like rubbing his chest and shit. Like, bitch, it's your son. What's going on here? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a little too. I thought that was a little weird.
Yeah, like, are you sure this isn't the step kid or?
The step kid.
This is 28 Jump Street right here. Shit. I don't know, man. But
he was big.
Almost immediately. She goes home. I think it happens that night that she comes home. She gets attacked by the entity.
He gave her a straight right hook too. It's like she came home, she was chilling, nothing. You don't think nothing's going on, and it's like,
yep.
Like,
as soon as I heard that first punch or smack or whatever, and I saw the blood, that shit really shocked me. By the way, I did a reaction to this, so check it out on patreon.com/Flix Talk if you guys can. I think I'll probably put it up on YouTube, even though I don't know if do you know if a lot of people saw this besides you and your grandma?
It's kind of one of those underground ones. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. It might be definitely a market for the horror community. I would check it out.
Okay.
It's definitely an interesting story.
Yeah, maybe at the end we'll talk about the reception at the end, and maybe I'll put it up on YouTube or something, my reaction. But
what about that sound, bro?
Oh, dude, what about that sound when she was getting attacked? It's like ding, 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 ding,
ding. It's like this beat kind of catchy though.
It sounded like we were in some kind of industrial warehouse Matrix party, bro.
Yeah,
that's what it sounded
like. You know, when you heard that shit, you knew it was going down. It played a part. Is this part of the soundtrack? But then it played a part in the actual plot. Remember, the sun went down and lifted up the house.
Yeah.
It's like,
which I thought was extremely important because it is like a theme song, like you said, and they would always play the theme in horror movies. I mean, I don't know if they still do it now, but they would always, I remember growing up, play the theme for the horror movie anytime something was about to happen. I mean, shit, look at Beverly Hills Cop. They play that theme song like 80 fucking times in the movie.
Right.
Anytime Eddie Murphy comes in the frame, all goofy and shit. Why he's just walking down the street and they're just you know? He's just walking to the car and they're playing it. You know?
Facts.
Yeah, but that definitely played a part in when the entity was wreaking havoc basically on her, and it was terrifying. I mean, because once again,
sometimes they didn't play it though. Sometimes it didn't happen, like when it was happening. I don't know. I guess it's a scene we'll talk about, I guess, when we get to it. But but most of the time it was there. Yeah.
If you want to mention it, you can mention it because I don't remember. All I remember is hearing that anytime she was attacked.
What about at the kid? It probably was at a kid's birthday party in front of the ice cream sundae, right? Or was it? No.
When she goes in the other room and when Billy gets attacked.
No, when she gets attacked right in front of the children.
Yeah, when Billy gets hit with the lightning, right?
Yeah, we got hit with the lightning. Yeah. Like, oh, you ain't stopping me for getting this. I was like, oh, this is Ghost ain't play.
I think they played it in that part too.
Yeah, was it? It probably was going. I don't remember.
I think it was. Yeah. I just remember the kids. The kids are scared. The kids are screaming and shit. I was just thinking the whole time, like, you know, are they ever going to show? Because the first couple of attacks, the kids don't see it. Nobody sees it. No one believes her, right? Which I think is great because, I mean, for movie's sake, it's great because it's this illusion of, you know, is it all in her head? You know, could her backstory have a lot to do with manifesting an entity, something that's attacking her?
Yeah.
You know?
But I just thought that was so devious that this ghost took her right down in front of the kid's birthday party in front of the ice cream sundae. I was like, you don't give no types of fucks. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, dog, like, really? In front of the children? Like, what you gonna do, son? I'm a ghost. I was like, that is the coldest shit I ever seen in a bad way. Like, where's Peter Venkman and Dan Aykroyd when you need them? Yeah, it was the horniest ghost ever, the Cosby ghost. But he's worse than Cosby.
Oh, man. We're going to get in trouble for saying that, bro.
No. I'm just saying it to you. Fucking, what are you gonna do? Yeah, the Cosby ghost. Like, Cosby hurt me.
But yeah, man, the attacks were insane. Anytime she would get attacked, you know, it was her clothes being ripped open. You know, she was being held down on the bed. They did a good job of the illusion, and we'll get into to some of these attacks, bro, because oh my God, there was a couple of times like I was really questioning how the fuck they did this, because there's a scene with the breasts. I don't know if you want to talk about that yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get
I don't care.
We're all over the place today, but there's a scene where she's being pinned down, held down on the bed, and her breasts are being, I thought they were being sucked on, but later they talk about being just grabbed. And it looked like, it did look like hands were just like grabbing her breast, but there's no hands. So when you think about that with no hands involved, it looks really weird.
It's almost like a compression or something like that, you know, like almost like clay, trying to mold some clay, and you can't see the fingers or something. It was a very weird effect, but it was done by one of the masters, though. I don't know if this being a trivia or not, but
let me see.
Stan Winston, who created the Predator, the Alien, and of course the Jurassic Park practical dinosaurs. That was one of his earliest jobs.
And let's not forget the titty from the Entity.
The titty from the Entity. You got to put that on the list. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and that was a weird scene. I remember as a kid that made me feel uncomfortable, because I'm looking at that like I don't understand it. What like, is she melting or what's going on? And then they showed the shot of her. You know what I'm saying? You can see. They don't show full frontal woman nudity like that anymore. You know, like from the 70s with that. With the bush. I was like, no, they don't show that like that no more, bro.
I gotta get. I mean, unless you're trash from the Return of the Living Dead.
She was more shaved though, right?
She was fully shaved.
Was she? Yeah, she was shaved.
I still don't know. I don't even have it in 4K yet, or else I can give you a definitive answer. But I still didn't know. Like, was that like, what was I looking at, bro? Because it was like nothing. Like it was like nothing there. Like it was skin tone. It was flesh. It was flesh. But then I was thinking in my mind, how could they show that if it was shaven? Without it being like softcore porn.
Can you show full frontal female parts? You can show male nudity,
nowadays,
nudity.
they don't give a shit. Nowadays,
the flaccid. Long as I think the penis has to be flaccid. I don't think it could be erect. I think that's some type of.
Isn't that weird? Like a weird gray area. Like it's such a weird guideline.
So it could be flat, but like if it's erect, then it's like borderline thing. So as for women, I don't know, because you don't. I mean, they obviously can't get erect or anything like that. But
the pubic area, the pubic area with the full bush, especially back in the 80s, is totally fine. Which I can understand. You can't see all up in there.
No.
You know, like once again, like who determines this gray? I mean, the MPAA does, but you know that gray area. I don't know. Because Carrie had. I'm thinking they show female frontal nudity. If I'm thinking about it, plug it up. But I don't remember though. I think I'm, but I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting and it is shocking, especially when you see, you know, that happening to her. She's fully naked on the bed, and this is by this time that we've gotten into this like third or fourth attack, which is really extreme. Actually, that might be the last attack, the breast one, because isn't that the one where her current boyfriend like sees all this shit happening?
Yeah, and gets mad and tries to he grabs a chair.
I already know what you're gonna say, and the scene flashed in my head because bro, just go ahead, say it.
Oh, we talking about riverboating? You know what I'm saying? What are we talking about?
No. I can't believe that he hit her with the fucking chair. I was laughing so hard at that scene.
Yeah, bro. Dude. He hit her hard as hell with the chair and he broke it on her, son.
Oh, he put her in the hospital.
Damn. Put her and after that, too. After that, the son comes in. He gets pissed. You know what I'm saying? Start giving him right crosses. That's my mother, you son of a bitch. You know, and then, put her in the hospital. Then after he found out about the ghost, he's like, oh, yeah, you should go in there and see her. She really wants to see you. Like, nah, I can't even fuck with this no more. You know what I'm saying? This is too much for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm out. You know what I'm saying? When he out the rest of the movie at that point?
He goes, I was going to marry her.
Yeah, I was going to marry her. But now.
But now that she's fucking with a ghost, I don't know if I can do that. And I don't know if I can step in
ghost,
there.
Yeah, like the ghost. You know what I'm saying? I can't compete with a ghost. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, she the ghost can hit her anytime, any place. You know what I'm saying? I gotta come over. You know what I'm saying? At a certain time, so I can't fuck with the ghost. So respectfully, deuces.
Yeah. And by the way, he was like 40 years older than her. I mean, what is up with this, bro?
Yeah,
I mean,
old as hell.
Yeah, but you know what? That gives the complex of. I mean, I don't know how much is lifted from the actual novel. By the way, maybe he was in real life. This is like the older boyfriend or whatever. But usually they say the older man. That's the daddy complex, right?
Yeah,
That's
I can see that. You know, and then he was getting what he wanted out of her because she was young and naive and poor. So he probably can provide her with a like a home and money and comfort,
stability,
and things like that. Stability. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? That's what they were portraying. And I want to say this: most of the men in this movie are portrayed like complete assholes. Even her friend, remember, that bitch still here? You know what I'm saying? Tell her get up. You know what I'm saying? They're like, she can't stay here. You know what I'm saying? Go get me my beer. Can't be late. Hurry your ass up. You know what I'm saying? Remember all these guys in here were complete assholes.
Oh,
except the son, maybe.
Yeah, the son, I like the son, actually. Even though his main role was to be the protector, which is cool because I'll tell you this. That's what I was told when my parents split up. The first thing they told me, or I remember my mom told me, you're the man of the house now. So that's kind of like, I can only assume that that's what that kid was told. So, and he portrayed that perfectly. Like he had two younger sisters to worry about. And he didn't even, whether it's a physical form or a ghost, if you're stepping to mom, I'm going to go after you, Yeah,
no matter. Yeah, he stepped to the ghost. He stepped to, you know what I'm saying? What's his name? Dirty Harry, her boyfriend. He tried to beat him up. So like much respect to the son, but even the doctors talking about the case were complete assholes too. Like
they were bad.
She's just a chronic masturbator, especially the doctor too. Like he just wouldn't believe him. He wouldn't believe shit. You know what I'm saying? Like a million times, I'm telling you. He seen it, you seen it. She still didn't want to believe it. Like, man, how toxic could these dudes be, bro? Yeah, they were real toxic.
This movie did a good job of that, of portraying people that were. I mean, these are doctors too, so you have to realize they don't believe in anything paranormal because it's not It's not logical, right? It doesn't make sense. There always has to be a reasoning for something, to exist or for it to happen. So they're not thinking paranormal automatically. I mean, this other doctor, Dr. Cooley, the woman, she and her team were the ones that stepped in, and they were like paranormal scientists, I believe, is what they were. I don't know the exact title, but that's kind of cool for me to see, like the duality of like people that believe in paranormal and those that try to dismiss
completely don't. Yeah. Good point you make there. I
thought it was kind of cool because you're kind of stuck in the middle as far as the viewer goes, because the viewer is seeing something happening, but you don't know why it's happening, and then you got people telling her that it's not happening. So it's like, and then the kids are seeing it finally after a while, and then you're like, oh shit, more people are seeing it. That's the thing that kind of I wasn't like cheering for the movie, but I was like, I was like the kids. Billy finally saw it. Yeah, finally, she's not 100% crazy to everybody because she was like the first part of the movie. She was to everybody.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah, she was completely crazy.
I'm surprised they didn't take her kids
totally
away.
Agree.
Like at the beginning, because they could have. Nowadays, nowadays you tell someone you got sexually assaulted by a ghost, they're like, you got children? All right, we're getting them the fuck out of it's called CPA or whatever it is. We get the fuck.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. They wouldn't believe them. They reminded me of those paranormal investigators from Poltergeist. You remember those when they came in, and I like when she had the paranormal investigators in the house, and a dude tried to come over, the doctor, like, they're crazy. So you got Ghostbusters in your house or whatever. Like, yeah, I do. And I want you. He said something like, I want you to be with me. Like, well, I don't want to be with you. You know what I'm saying? So bye, Felicia. I think he got mad. Yeah. He was so mad that he wanted to prove that she was crazy still. And he called the doctors. He reminded me of Walter Peck in Ghostbusters. Cut this off. Cut all this off. I don't know what that is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He was like, he even kind of looked like Walter Peck from Ghostbusters. That dude that shut everything off.
I think at this point in the movie too, she's finally not accepted what's happening, but she's putting her foot down, like, you know what, I'm just tired of this shit, and I'm gonna take a grasp, and I'm gonna start to embrace people that can help me, even though I don't know if it's gonna help me, you know.
Absolutely.
So I think she's just really tired of being assaulted, and she did a great job, because even like her attitude changed. It went from like you know, being fearful to like, no, I don't need you, we're good, we're good here, you know. And he's like,
I like that arc.
Wait, what?
Yeah, and I like that arc for her as a character, her being abused and just kind of taking it, and to the point like it can still happen to her, but like she was going to take the steps and measures to make sure maybe, you know, that this can't happen to her anymore, or get with the right people that can help stop this. So and like you said, at that point in the movie, her whole arc changed. She was stronger at that point, and I liked it. And I think the actress portrayed an awesome job portraying that, bro.
Oh yeah,
she was good.
She did a great job of it, and that's kind of what kept me watching, was the suspense, her acting, a lot of the cinematography. Like I said, there was a lot of the downward angle shots. I don't know what you call those, but there was a lot of like sideways and downward angle shots that really like kind of put like dread in your face. Like there was a lot of shots I noticed, especially at the beginning, where the mom's in the forefront, and then you can see the kids like in the back, and it looked like everyone was in fear and terror, and it was almost like a reverse POV shot, if I could describe it, because you're not seeing what they're seeing, you're seeing their reaction to seeing something off screen or to hearing something off screen, but they're all together in this terrifying moment, you know what I mean? And multiple shots like that were really like, that's why it surprised me that I was looking at this director and I was like, a lot of his other movies are shitty. Like, what happened after this?
I'm gonna tell you right now, because this is a good movie.
Yeah.
You know,
I liked it a lot.
Yeah. This is a pretty good movie. So like, I just don't know how the rest of his career like that. But you know, even Steven Spielberg have a bad day at the office. You know what I'm saying? And he one of the greatest filmmakers of all time. Maybe they just didn't. You know what I'm saying? The rest of them just didn't hit for him like that. But this one was decent. And like, you know, yeah. So like, I don't know what happened to him. You know what I'm saying? Like those POV shots you were talking about were excellent. And like you said, it felt like The Exorcist. That sense of loneliness I felt in this film too, or
just helplessness.
You know what I'm saying? Being trapped here, like, cause she didn't have a choice. Like, I'm like, bitch, get out of the house. Just, you know, move out. Fuck, you know, fuck that ghost and shit. But it was her financial situation really had no choice but to go back to the house. She had kids and a family. Like, you can't stay out in that car, bro. You know what I'm saying? She was broke. Yeah. So she had to go back, bro. And she had to, you know, face that demon. You know what I'm saying? And that's a big part of this movie, facing a demon, you know what I'm saying? Mentally and physically. So like, I really like the aspect of the story. Yeah.
And that's a good thing that you said, is that, you know, even her trying to leave, because that was the whole thing I was thinking of, just leave the house. That's what you automatically think. But then in some of the movies they portray, you know, certain entities or paranormal, whatever, they will not just latch onto the house, they'll latch onto you. So they'll follow you wherever you go, right? So that's what I thought when she went to her friend's, I believe is Sydney, her house, which she was a cool side character. I thought she was a very supportive friend. Like, she had a really good bubbly attitude. You know, I think she was from the South too. You can tell. She had
her husband was an asshole though.
Her husband was an asshole, big fat asshole. But she had a little bit of Southern twang in her. I will say that. And you could tell she was a little more like Southern comfort, you know, welcoming. Yeah. She's like, this is my best friend, okay? And he's like, I don't care, I want her out.
I don't care, I want her out. Football zone, woman.
Yeah. But they did a good job of the kind of like, you know, the pairing of the friends and whatnot. And even Carla knew. She's like, you know what, I'm kind of like overstaying my welcome. Even though I'm getting, you know, attacked by a ghost sexually, you know, I got to get this thing under control. So I thought they did a good job of kind of portraying the two. But that, what you just said though, is kind of like, you know, she's struggling, but she also can't just stay at her friend's house all the time, or hotel or whatever, because what do we see right in the middle towards the end of the movie too? She goes to her friend's house, and that explosion that happens in the house, bro, that was the jump scare from hell for me, because I was like this, I was watching the movie like this, and then, you know, I was flying. I was like, damn, this shit was loud.
Lightning. And that almost just happened here. When the power went out, it was like that.
Oh shit.
a lightning strike, and it just went out like that. But like,
Q's currently going through a storm situation in his neck of the woods right now. But
we're good. We're good for the time being. But yeah, that was a jump scare from hell. It was like, oh man, this is this lady's house, and then this dude's gonna blame her like he did it all. She did it all. Like he exactly did that too. So
I was thinking that too. Go. As soon as the guy, the husband walked in, I was like, I know he's gonna blame her for all this shit. And then the wife Cindy goes, do you think she could have done all this? I see it.
By herself?
Yeah.
Like, you know, the roof is collapsed, you know what I'm saying? The windows busted out, doors exploded, you know.
And I think even in that scene, Carla and Cindy, they look at each other and Cindy tells her, she goes, I seen it. And then Carla goes, you saw it? You saw it? And it was a cool moment because like she's going crazy. Because at this point, she's already been assaulted like 3 or 4 times. Remember, the entity takes over her car?
Whoa.
Remember that? It took over remember it pushed down on the gas pedal and she was like driving like all crazy?
Yeah. This ghost was nuts, bro. This ghost was...
It was trying to kill her and have sex with her.
Yeah. You can't do, you know what I'm saying? You can't, if you kill her, you know what I'm saying? That's it, you know? So
he's like, off to the next body.
Off to the next one. Thanks for the ride, lady. Like, damn.
Hey, you could use that as a double entendre. Thanks for the ride, lady.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes. Yeah. This ghost was wilding, son.
Oh, he was wilding, bro. He was so wilding. And also at the end of the movie, I don't want to jump all the way to the end of the movie. I mean, unless you want to talk about some other stuff, but at the end of, she finally, I'm missing a whole chunk of scene too, where they actually like replicate her house and they kind of put her under surveillance and try to trap this ghost, which is very unsuccessful. Well, that was kind of the only part of the movie that I didn't like, is that they try to like cryogenically freeze or something or throw some kind of frozen shit, and it looked weird. It looked really weird.
Yeah, it looked like a big blob crystal or something like that. It didn't look cool. It looked, that's the part of when the movie I said that actually looked kind of stupid, even for back then, you know what I'm saying? But I did like the practical effects of the, the touchy-feely titty part.
I think everybody did. Especially the entity.
I thought it was a cool effect. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wonder how they did that. I wonder like you,
I think she had a fake head, right? Here. Yeah. I think I remember seeing it on like Evil Eye Ross, greatest horror, countdown or whatever. I think it was a fake head right here and then a fake body. And then they cast her body there. So like how they did the imprints had to be, suction from the bottom, you know what I'm saying? And pulled it like that. So that's how I think they do it. Similar to like the Howling, but reverse, like when like the Howling, they're bubbling in their skin like that. I'm thinking that's in reverse, you know what I'm saying, with the suction. But I'm some of it I know, but some of them, just guessing. That's the only way they could have did it. I kind of got to wait how they did that, but still don't know how they did that effect in the asylum when that drill went to that kid's head. But
Doom Asylum, the biggest mystery of all.
I just don't know.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But that's kind of what it is. The entity does get away out of the crystal. He breaks out of the crystal, and she returns home, and is just like, this is my fate, I guess. And once again, I mean, this doesn't need to be like a conclusion. There doesn't need to be a conclusion at the end, because this is based on a true story or true events. So I like that they left it open-ended, and they left with some dialogue that we'll get into. But before we get into that, when she enters the home, like the entity speaks, like it actually speaks to her. You heard the voice?
Oh, yes. Oh, I almost forgot. Thanks for bringing this one up. Oh my goodness.
I forget what he says, but he calls it a cunt.
Ooh. Oh yeah, he says, "Welcome home, cunt."
That's what he says. As soon as I
heard on this ghost, Joe.
Yeah,
the balls. First, he take her down in front of the kids, in front of her boyfriend, and her son, and in front of the ice cream sundae. He don't even care. You know what I'm saying? He tried to leave, kill her in the car, have a whole research facility. He still comes anyway. Breaks out of a crystal blob ice, and still, when she got back home, she walked through the door, and the ghost like, "Welcome home, cunt." Oh, the balls on this ghost.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yep. And then kind of we fade to credits or some text on the screen that says basically she was assaulted, for I guess the rest of her life, some more. But the family did pick up. And is she still alive? Oh, we'll get into it.
I'm guessing.
Oh, we'll get into it. But the real story. But it did say that she and the family moved to Texas, where she was continued, to be assaulted, unfortunately. So that was the movie. I liked it. I gave it a 4 out of 5. What did you want to give it a ranking at all, or what would you give it?
That's a pretty good score. Yeah, I've never heard of Ghost.
Just because of the originality of it,
before, I don't think Freddie ever called a girl a cunt before. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like he would say it though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But like wow, bro. That's a good score. I'm up there with you. I'm about like a 3.75 to a 4 with it myself. It was a very good. It had a very good character arc with the the main girl, and then you can use this this ghost and take it literally, or you can use it for women who've been in situations like that, a metaphor for owning owning this, and taking their taking it back for themselves and not being abused. Being abused, putting her foot down and stepping up to the, this type of thing, what she did, with the whole third act and, and the paranormal investigators and things like that. And and don't listen to all the people telling you, go with your gut, because what's happening to you and nobody wants to believe you. You have to do something about it. So I really like that character arc. And of course I like, the special effects in this film. I thought Stan Winston did a great job earlier. Like some of the directorial shots, I think you said were great. All the actors were good too. Even I didn't like, most of the men, but I think they were doing that on purpose. That ghost sound is terrifying. When it's going down the I'm like, bro. Love that. It's scarier now that I watch it. So yeah, I'm up there with a 3.75 to a 4. I'm rounding out to a 4 with you as well.
Okay, for sure, man.
Yeah, I think yeah.
I want to say that one of the kids, someone was telling me that one of the children was like an actress as well, like a child actress, one of the kids. Do you know that at all? Offhand, I'm trying to look here in the cast, but I don't really see it. Maybe if you guys are listening or watching, you guys can tell us afterwards. Here it is. Here she is. One of the girls, Natasha Ryan. She played one of the daughters. I forget who she played in she played Julie. Okay, so she was in a movie that I saw. She was in the Amityville Horror. She played the daughter in the Amityville Horror in 1979.
Oh, wow. Nice.
But she also played in a movie that I saw where she's even younger in 1977 called Kingdom of the Spiders. Now, a Flix Talker sent me this movie, bro, and I watched it. It had what's the actor's name? William Shatner in it, and the town gets invaded by spiders, bro. One of those creature feature movies. And
sounds familiar. I don't recall it right off the top of my head.
I wouldn't say it was good. I wouldn't say it was necessarily good, but it was creepy because I don't like spiders as it is, so it was creepy.
Yeah. My son doesn't either. I'm the snake guy. I don't like snakes at all.
I love snakes. See, when it comes to reptiles like snakes, lizards, kimono dragons, all that. I think those are cool. Those are cool animals.
Yeah. Something about snakes, they terrify me, bro. They don't have any arms and legs. I can't trust it, and they could coil up and bite you, bro. I was like, oh no. Yeah, they always creep me out. But spiders, I'm down here in the basement. There's like huge spiders come out like this. You know what I'm saying? Down here, especially when it's raining, they'll just land like right here on my computer. A mother one landed on my computer one day. It was like it literally was about that big, bro. I'm not even kidding you. It was about that big. And you can tell this one was like the king. I was like, oh shit, there that one. Here it goes. Start coming up towards the keyboard. Got my shoe that I usually keep down there and like just smashed it though. But like, yeah, it was pretty scary.
Man, you don't want to
see them all the time down here.
Yeah, you don't want to Google Australian spider then, I'll tell you.
No, I see them.
Or camel spiders or whatever the fuck they find like in Iraq and all that.
They're about like that. Yeah, like no. I can't deal with no shit like that. No.
Yeah, no, the size of a dog? Hell no. I'm good on that.
No shit like that. Like regular little spiders, I'm not really scared of those. But like the big ones, I'm gonna mess with those.
So let me ask you, man. So this came out on September 30th, 1982. It was a little longer. It was a little over 2 hours, I believe. It had what do you think the budget was for something like this?
I'm going to say around $35 million.
Wow, that's a lot for 1982. $9 million.
$9 million. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. All right.
And how much do you think it made in the box office?
Off of $9 million, $30 million.
13.
13. Damn. It barely made his money back. It made his money back, but not too much.
Yeah, less than double.
No, I don't think no one's really seen this movie, bro.
I don't think so. But I mean, the people that have seen it, actually, it's only 13 reviews for it on Rotten Tomatoes. And it's at 62% with a 5.8 out of 10, which is pretty low on IMDb.
Mm-hmm. It's still fresh, though. Like with a 68. Dang, yeah. Not bad. Not bad.
Yes.
It's not bad.
So, I mean,
pretty good.
It says contemporary criticism of the film has been favored. Some people were saying that Barbara Hershey gives Carla a believable mix of hopelessness and grit. Perfectly said. She felt really hopeless in that moment. And Ron Silver strikes the right note as an over-assertive psychologist who may have more than a professional interest in the case.
Right. Right. I agree. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're a little interested. When you say you weren't interested, you just want to go now ruin the lady's life. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go over there. We're going to get her and commit her. Like, really? Because she turned you down? You whack for that, son.
Someone else said, there may not be, outside of David Cronenberg's wonderful cabinet and a more nitro-powered horror movie metaphor hell than that fueling this post-Exorcist remnant. Wow, that's funny. Someone else kind of correlated it with Exorcist.
Like you said. Yeah.
It's like the movie is writing its own library of fiery feminist theory. It remains unnerving and savage, arguably the most eloquent movie ever made in Hollywood about the struggle of sexual underclass. That's interesting.
We were kind of saying that.
Yeah. Also, director Martin Scorsese has remarked his appreciation for the film and ranked it the 4th scariest horror film of all time, above Psycho and The Shining. Whoa. Now let's talk about that. So he said this is ranked number the 4th scariest film. This is his list.
Yeah.
So the 4th, but above Psycho and The Shining. Now let's talk about that. So I actually have a guilty pleasure for the Psycho sequels. I don't know if you've seen those movies.
You know what? The one, I don't remember them. One I remember, I think, is Psycho 4. When he's like at the they talk about him at the radio station or whatever, and he's going back and telling. I remember now. I don't think I ever remember Psycho 2. And then my boy kid keep telling me you got to watch Psycho 2 because like he said Psycho 2 is better than 1. I'm like, no, there's no way. I'm like,
it is.
I guess I gotta watch it.
It is. I'm here to say it is. It's one of the best sequels like a horror sequel that I've seen in such a long time. Like, and that you can't really say that usually the sequels are better, you know, unless it's like Terminator 2 or something or
right. Yeah.
But
okay,
Psycho 2 is fantastic. You got to check that out. But going back to the original Psycho and The Shining. The Shining is a masterpiece cinema horror thriller. Like I think we know that, even though Stephen King didn't like the way the film adaptation came out.
Well, fuck what he think, because shit is fire.
So let me ask you, those three. We got The Entity, Psycho, and The Shining. Where do you put those? Like, where do you rank those at 1 through 3? Like 1 being the top.
The Shining.
Okay, number 1.
Out of those 3 classics we're talking about?
Yeah, which order are you going in? Are you saying Psycho is better than The Entity, or The Entity is better than Psycho?
No. It's Psycho. Who's the other one?
Shining, Psycho, and then Entity?
No, yeah. It's Shining, Psycho, and I mean, and an Entity is the only one left. Yeah, and then an Entity. Okay. Yeah. Come on.
So Scorsese is saying he chooses this Entity over Psycho and The Shining. So that's like,
I don't think so. I mean, like, I
don't think so either.
Well, I mean, everybody got their own opinion. It ain't that scary. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, it's disturbing more or less than anything. It is scary though, because she can't do anything about this. And you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? It's just gonna happen just whenever in the tub. You know what I'm saying? It's messed up. It's really horrifying. You know what I'm saying? And then the same thing that can happen to, actual women out here. You know what I'm saying? It can even get even more slick. You know what I'm saying? With all, you know, certain people, celebrities have done. You know, I'm not going to put nobody's name out there like that, but like, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely for them in real life. So this was like, you know, amped up to that other power. So like, yeah, it's a scary movie though. Yeah, you know.
I will say, going back to that line, he did say scariest, and Psycho isn't scary to me. I mean, I saw it later in life, but then again, I got to put myself in the, when did Psycho come out? Like in the 50s or 1960? 1960. Sorry. I mean, you know, I guess if you're in the 60s, you know, something like that wasn't being shown on screen, you know, even though they don't show anything, you know, but the Shining is very scary to me, but so was this Entity. So it's a very hard list. And then you also have to think of the achievements and like along the way that it kind of paved the way for a lot of other movies and stuff. So
which ones? Psycho?
All Psycho and Shining.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Like The Shining is some of the best cinematography I've ever seen in like horror thriller.
In a film. Period. Yeah, but the Entity, I wouldn't want no shit like that in my house though. Like for me, like even as like a man, can you imagine that happening, bro? You know, you're like, hell, what up, flip talkers?
And like, well, all right, I guess I'm getting attacked now. Sorry, guys. Let me turn the camera off real quick.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Oh, shit, man. All right.
Yeah, that is scary, though.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's not much information on it. It seems like it was kind of like a lukewarm release. But let's get into the real story now. If you guys are around, thank you so much. If you guys are watching on YouTube, make sure to hit that thumbs up. Also, if you guys are listening on your podcast services, make sure to leave a review, an honest review down below. All right, so we are getting into the Doris Bither case, who this was, you know, based on the movie. So the Doris Bither case, also known as the Entity Haunting, was a 1974 investigation into alleged paranormal phenomena. And they still say alleged because, I mean, I don't know how you can prove this shit. I mean, I mean, you can't even catch UFOs on camera nowadays, you know, or whatever. Like everyone always debunks it. So I don't know how they can catch that. But even though we didn't talk about it either, they were catching some things with certain technologies that the paranormal scientists had. They had these like you know, different devices, and they were capturing all this. The entity was coming through like in a lightning form, which was very interesting. What did you think about all that?
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. Like they trying to, you know, play on the technologies of the paranormal investigators. Like, oh, this could be a head and this kind of be the shoulders. But like the main
was kind of creepy when it showed that. Yeah, when it did show that photo, the lightning with the, I was like, oh, I see it. Like I actually saw the frame.
I see it. Yeah, like, oh, I see the head and I see the shoulders and like that. But the main doctor is kind of trying to debunk it, which they try to do and stuff like that too. So like, yeah, like when I was in Savannah, you know, we went on a ghost tour. And like we were talking to the EVP or whatever, and you can say words like chair, blah, blah, if you're like supposed to be paranormal. But I gave it to my wife, and she had that one, and they just start talking like a mug, just like sick, desk, you know what I'm saying, run, you know what I'm saying, just weird stuff, you know what I'm saying.
This device was just spouting out a bunch of words?
Yeah, it wouldn't do it for anybody else. Like if you gave it to the main paranormal investigator, the guy, it didn't say anything. If you gave it to me, it just didn't say anything, or say very, very few words. Very, very few words. I gave it to Layla, and it just wouldn't shut up, bro. You know, we were just walking, just like underground. You know what I'm saying?
And you don't think someone was watching you on a camera, and they're like, okay, he passed it. Let's start talking.
Maybe, I don't know. I couldn't explain it. Then she gave it right to me, and it wouldn't say anything. But it was just going off, and then we had all type of paranormal equipment too. Like we had the infrared to try to catch ghosts in the Savannah land. I didn't see shit. You know what I'm saying? All of the stuff didn't work except that EVP, the thing that, you know what I'm saying, that bring through words. They didn't really make a lot of sense, but sometimes you'll ask it a question and then it would just start spewing off words. I don't know. I can't explain it, and I don't know. But it was just talking to her. She might be more clairvoyant than me. I don't know. Or it might be just some bullshit, you know?
It might. See, I'm the logical scientist in this. I'm thinking all this is just bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, until it happens to me, until I see it, unfortunately, that's the kind of the way it goes, you know? I mean, even though I want to believe in stuff like aliens and, you know, other worldly beings, I haven't seen them, so I can't necessarily say that I don't want to contradict myself as well, but I want to believe that there's other life out there and maybe even life beyond.
I will say this,
whatever,
because my Layla don't like that stuff. She don't like dealing with the spiritual, paranormal. She don't like it, being close to her being or spirit. So she said a prayer that her dad taught her, and her dad just recently passed away. And she said that, and then just stopped. All the communication stopped. It might be bullshit. He might turn the thing off. I don't know, but that was it. No more talking. Yeah, true story. Yeah,
and trust me. I've gotten a lot of stories like from my family, or like one that always sticks out to me is my dad was telling me that and I was living with him at the time too. This is once again when I was in my teens. He said he was walking down the stairs, and I don't remember if I was there or he told me like this happened when I was out of the house. But he said that he was walking down the stairs and he felt and smelled his grandfather's cologne, and he felt his presence go through his body, and he just stopped. Wow. He stopped like midway down the stairs and just like kind of like looked around, and he knew that his grandfather was there, and he went down to the couch. He sat down. An hour later, he got a phone call that his grandpa passed away. Oh
wow, that's insane.
And we live in California, and his grandfather lived in Texas. So,
wow.
And they asked, when did he pass? And he said he passed an hour ago. So literally, when he had passed through him in the passing moment. I don't know, I don't want to call my dad a liar or thinking that there was something else, but he said that he remembers like a distinct cologne that his grandfather would wear, and he smelled it in that moment. And I was like, this is too descriptive to like make up. I don't know.
Yeah, why would you make that up? Yeah, like in my grandmother's house, I heard like when people ain't home, I heard things call my name like blatantly. Like they had a bedroom upstairs, and I just heard my real name is Jaquint, so like you got to know how to say that. And I blatantly heard somebody call my name, but no one's at home. So like, my grandma's house. Do you remember
if it was like a girl's voice, a man's voice, or?
I want to say it was a man voice. Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't scary. It was just like blatantly saying my name because like the TV and VCR was down here, like where I watch all my movies. Everybody had left. I was the only one there, and someone just called my name from upstairs. I didn't go up there because fuck that.
Because fuck that. See, yeah. I would immediately want to not investigate, but I would want to like start asking questions like, hey, grandma, like, the history on this house, or could we find out like who previously lived here or lived up in that room or wherever the sound, I would kind of be like my little, get my little Carmen Sandiego shit. I don't know if you remember that. The detective.
Yeah, I remember Carmen Sandiego. Yeah.
and then just start, yeah. And then kind of figure out because there might be a little bit of history behind that.
Yeah, like you stay up there, bro. I'm not going up there. I don't know you. Ain't nobody here. So why you know my name? I don't know. I don't want to know. You know what I'm saying? You good up there? I'm good down there. We watching the Entity and shit. So you know what I'm saying? It's already creepy. So like, nah.
Like leave me be.
Yeah, I'm cool.
So this is based on the Entity haunting, which was a 1974 investigation into the alleged paranormal phenomenon in Culver City, California, experienced by the woman named Doris Bither. The case inspired Frank De Felida's 1978 book, The Entity, which was made into a 1982 film of the same name starring Barbara Hershey. Okay, so it's pretty much the same accounts they talk about. I think they kind of got it right as far as conveying what happened on in real life, or her story, and then translating that to film. I kind of read the little background on it. A lot of interviews were happening, which was going on, so a lot of this is on record, and I think that's probably where they took a lot of the information from and then made it into the movie. Investigators also found that Bither and her 4 children were was it 4 children?
Yeah, the boys and
2 girls.
I thought it was like 3. Yeah, I don't know.
It says 4 children were living illegally in a condemned home that was in severe despair. So maybe they didn't really, because her place didn't look that run down. So maybe they didn't really portray it as bad as it was. Bither alleged that she was attacked and sexually assaulted by one or several invisible entities, going back to kind of like she thinks it was more than one. More benign manifestations recounted by Bither included luminous, transparent human shapes and poltergeist events. So at one time, and they didn't really show it other than that picture, but she says that she saw shapes while being attacked. I mean, maybe they couldn't portray that in like a very practical way. Maybe it looked too goofy or something. Maybe that's why they didn't do it. But
about 80, 82. You know what I'm saying? It probably looked a little. Yeah,
the CGI was not that great.
Oh, they didn't even have CGI back then. Yeah. They had to draw it out like Warlock. You remember? You know what I'm saying? They had to be like cartoons and shit.
Yeah, and then Bither did die in 1999. So yeah, there was a lot of investigations that went on with the home. Let's see. During the course of their visits, investigators noted that what Taft called poltergeist activity, objects falling from the shelves by themselves, strange lights, bad odors, and cold zones in the house. That's one of the things that we forgot to talk about too. Is that there was a couple times where the cold breath would come out of her mouth before she was attacked, or she could smell something really bad. She didn't know if it was the guy or where the odor came from. She just knew that when she smelled it, like he was nearby. So. I think it's a common occurrence too with ghosts. I don't know if that's a I heard smell a couple times, and like a friendly ghost smell, like you said, like the cologne or the roses or things like that. And I heard this one ghost, the elemental in England, and I guess it smelled like a bunch of dead bodies and rotten eggs or some shit. And when it was close or something crazy or something, you know what I'm saying? They said so. Yeah, damn. I be watching that shit. I be watching that Ghost Adventures and all that shit, bro. That's my shit. I don't like to tell them like I be watching it. I watch it to go to sleep. Oh, really?
yeah. That's why I made that skit. Remember? And then I had the my.
How can I forget?
My demon.
How can I forget? That's my favorite skit, bro. Yeah, check out the sleep paralysis demon.
Yeah, sleep paralysis demon, because I really have sleep paralysis for real. That's the most terrifying thing in the world. I think
my girl has that a lot.
That shit is no joke. It's like out of everything in life, sleep paralysis is the most terrifying fucking thing ever. You just can't do anything, bro. And I see like weird shit. It gets, I see shadows, and then I always think it's like people trying to break in the house, like simultaneously, like they're coming in my house and coming in my room to kill me. But you can't move. You know what I'm saying? You can't move. I don't even know if they're coming to kill me, but this is in my mind, or it don't feel right. It's something. It's a feeling that like it's something there. And the only way I can break out of that, you know what I'm saying, I have to fight out of the, you know what I'm saying, being paralyzed and try to scream, but I can't. And then when the scream comes out, it's the loudest scream, like, roar! And I wake up the entire house and like the kids and shit come in like, you're right, Daddy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, see y'all there drenched in cold sweat and shit. Your daddy's just seeing, you know what I'm saying, sleep paralysis demons again. Don't worry, go back to sleep.
Wow. So the scream comes out in real life, like it actually comes out.
Yeah. After I break the paralyzed state, that's how I do it. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. I'm so scared. I don't want to be there no more. So I try to break the paralyzed state and I try to scream. Sometimes it don't work for like minutes or so. But like I keep trying, and then it just comes out like, and then it's a literal come out like, Freddie didn't get you in your dream that time. That's how it comes out, Yeah.
So the way it happens for my girl is I know it's happening because she starts making this like noise. I don't want to repeat it because she'll get mad. But she doesn't even like when I repeat it because she says it kind of like puts her back in that state. But I know it's like it's almost like a whimper. Like that you're struggling, like a struggling whimper, and then I'll just I'll kind of like shake her a little bit, and then she'll wake up, and she'll tell me that she just had she was in sleep paralysis.
You paralyzed, and I think this is an actual logical explanation for this. I think you're dreaming and awake at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Like a REM sleep.
Yeah, like REM sleep. So you're awake. Your eyes, because sometimes my eyes be wide open, but I'm dead asleep. So I'm trying to wake up, but I can't, you know what I'm saying, get between those two levels of consciousness, you know?
Yeah.
So that, I think that's what's really going on. I don't think it's like, you know, demons and stuff like that, but they used to say that back in the day because you hallucinate and see shit, you know what I'm saying? I think you just, you need to get more sleep probably. That's what I need to do. You know,
have they made a movie about that yet? Like sleep paralysis yet or no?
Yeah, it's a documentary on it.
Well, like an actual film. I know the documentary, but like an actual cinematic film, no, not that I can think of. That might be a good one to make. Yeah. I think that'd be a fantastic. It seems like so easy to make too. I would think so.
Yeah, and I guess Nightmare on Elm Street is sort of sleep paralysis, but you know, you got this. Freddy is a literal, like sleep paralysis demon. yeah, that's what he is. Yeah.
For sure. All right, so the investigators indicated they encountered moving balls of light, but what the images show takes a different appearance. So the pictures that they took, we got to see a little bit of it in the movie. A static circular band of light, an irregular bright line, a shapeless overexposed area. Taff and Gaynor brought an infrared camera, but accidentally overexposed the film, rendering it unusable. Yeah, like, bro, this is footage of an entity, and you overexposed the film. You fucked it up.
Yeah. You can turn the ISO down, you stupid. Like, we only trying to catch ghosts, you stupid. This shit ain't never been seen before, you know what I'm saying, in the history of the planet Earth. You know what I'm saying? You forgot to turn the ISO down, you stupid mother. Like,
yeah. So there's a lot of accounts, information on this, but I mean, it was pretty much portrayed, I think, accurately in the movie. Like, pretty good.
Yeah, that's one thing I would say about it. That's what you I'm just keep going back to what you said. Going back to The Exorcist, because it was such a believable story. I mean, The Exorcist is made up, but like, you believe this stuff was happening to her, and that's the unfortunate part, because like this is really, really messed up. It's more messed up than Reagan and The Exorcist. I mean, she getting possessed by the devil, but the devil's full in control of her. You know what I'm saying? She's just messing with everybody else, but this is directly attacking you. You know what I'm saying? On some vengeful, I don't give a, you know what I'm saying, F stuff. You know what I'm saying? This is, you know what I'm saying? This is my house. You know what I'm saying? I own you. That's terrifying. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
And then you have to really think also too. We're watching this from an audience standpoint. We're watching a movie, and if it's based on true events, I mean, this is just true. This is just accounts from people, right? Now, the attacks themselves, I'm trying to think if like the boyfriend ever came forward. Was he on record of saying that he saw it as well? Like the actual the sexual attacks, because I would hate to think that anything like that would be made up by a person for attention, you know, because they did mention a lot of times that she was hurting, like she was like financially, she was not doing well. She was a single mother raising a bunch of kids, you know. I'm sure a lot of people were assuming, that she was doing this for attention,
for the clout.
I mean, that was back then. That was the clout, right? The attention in the newspapers or the novel or whatever, you know.
Yeah, I get the novel, all that stuff. Yeah. You it could be true. It could be very true, because like, I mean, you can't prove it.
Yeah, because I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying that there are, I'm sure, some people that believe that, because this is such an unbelievable story that we've never. I don't think I've ever seen or heard of another story that is like this. It's like a one of its kind. That's why I like the movie so much.
Yeah. You know? Or she had to have a hell of a good imagination, like say, I'm going to get some clout off of this ghost doing these things to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting a lot of recognition for it. But well, people, after the story come out so much, after, you know, get so much recognition, this is the time before internet and all that. So yeah, she can get paid off that. Think how much money she made off of the entity and the books and the specials, the sightings, and all the interviews and stuff like that. Yeah.
Because I mean, just based on the movie, the only one that really witnessed, I mean, and could you even call it witness? Because, you know, Billy saw his mom, you know, with her legs open and being held down. But I mean, can't anybody just do that? Like, you know, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, the boyfriend is the one that saw the breast scene, where if he could confirm that, and they had him like to a lie detector, You know, like, hey, did you? And we know based on his reaction, he wanted nothing to do with her after this. I think.
Yeah. I'm good. Hey, Ghost, you got him, dog. You got it. I'm good. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be out. So yeah. Like, dog. Yeah, I don't think so. You know they really pushed the envelope with this ghost. I mean, this ghost was like more powerful than Zool and Ghostbusters. It was breaking the house down, breaking windows. It turned into its final form. I think like, yeah, this is a little crazy. You know what I'm saying? A little much. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? For its small hunting, and then you usually hear from them like The Conjuring. They took that, you know what I'm saying, that ghost and they kept it very small huntings, but you know what I'm saying, they kept the scares up. And of course that was exaggerated too, because Ed and Lorraine Warren are based off some real people with some real histories, like the Annabelle doll. They have that locked up and all that. Well, they had it, you know, I don't know who owns it now. I think Zach Bagans or something owns it now. Yeah. And it's in Vegas and it's haunted hotel, things like that. But yeah. They over exaggerated this haunting. It might be real. I don't know, but like the clout makes sense too. So we got to put that in perspective. We got to say this. She could have made all this up because really she could have. You know what I'm saying? She was struggling, and this is a good way to get money. What a great idea to get money. But like I don't know how you can just come up with that off the top of your head. Like I'm gonna do this. Yeah. But she might have actually, you know what I'm saying? This might have actually happened to her in real life, if it was stated in the movie. And just use this for clout too at the same time. So I'm glad you brought that up. Because I was thinking about that, but I didn't want to say it. So you said it, but I think it's a great topic to talk about.
I'll say I said it. Yeah, I mean,
you said it.
It's just I'm talking about the what ifs. I'm not accusing anybody or saying that that's fact or fiction or whatever. But I'm just saying,
I mean, it could happen. Yeah.
Yeah, and things have happened.
Lil Tay just faked her death. You know what I'm saying? Lil Tay.
Lil Tay. Do not compare the. Well, I guess you can. I mean, those are two terrible situations.
Yeah. It's a wild shit to do too if you made it up. But if you didn't, man, that ghost, man, it's on some bullshit, dog. Yeah.
And once again, I don't know much of the story was embellished. I really don't know, guys. Maybe you guys can leave it in the comments if you guys know a little bit more. But I enjoyed the entertainment of this movie. As far as not, the brutal nature, it was just more of the shock value of what I was seeing. I was interested, even the talking points, of the, between the doctor and Carla, and the doctors and Carla, and just, the paranormal team. And I'm just trying to figure out how to stop this thing. That was the whole thing, is that can this thing be stopped? Because it just kept happening and happening. And I think, if I was going to say, if they would have just shown it one time at the beginning and then maybe one time at the end, it would not have the same impact as how many times they showed it throughout the whole movie. Because going back to that hopelessness, you just feel like you feel sorry for her, but at the same time, you want this to end for her, and it didn't. I mean, I think she just died with it still happening to her, unfortunately.
Yeah. I think the ghost probably chilled out after like 60 or something. It's like, yeah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
He ain't got that ghost Viagra?
Yeah, he's like, I'm good. Like, she looked at her. She wasn't as hot as she was. Like,
no, man.
I'm just
Jesus, Q.
I'm just saying the ghosts, you know what I'm saying? They both old now, you know what I'm saying? So like, no.
I don't even think she was that old either, because this was in the late 70s when this happened in real life.
She died in 99. You think 99. Like 98? Yeah.
So so that was only 20 years after, bro. She was a young mom.
When? And she died in 90, right? 99.
99, yes. That's only 20 years after the fact. After
70s? Damn.
78.
Why did that seem so?
Or did I say 78 or 70? It might have been 74, actually. I'm sorry. It might have been.
I guess it's only like a 30-year difference.
Yeah, I'm sorry. 74. So when she died, she must have been, I don't know, in her 50s? She was not that old, bro.
Yeah, she was not that old then. I don't think she was like old, son. Jennifer Lopez is like 53, and you know what I'm saying? Angela Bassett is like, I don't know, 70. You see, like what?
Angela Bassett did the thing.
Yeah.
Remember that shit?
Yeah.
I just say it's all right. It's in my mind.
Yeah, but you're right though. To bring it back to your point, you wanted to see this ghost gone, be put into the Ghostbuster trap. You know what I'm saying, for this thing to be over. But that's the scariest part of this movie because it just never really stopped. Even though they had a grand plan in the third act, it never really stopped. She got home, the ghost still there. Like, what up though? You know what I'm saying? You know what he said. You say what I said. You know what I'm saying?
He even
that's
took over.
Scary about it.
Yeah, he took over all the mechanics of their experiment that they wanted to. You know.
Yeah, powerful ghost.
Yeah, he was a powerful, horny entity.
A horny entity. He was a little too horny. Like, man.
Yeah.
Like, I can't wait till somebody move in this house. Like, you son of a dirty son of a bitch.
Yeah, so this is a crazy movie to say the least. I had a good time with it. As far as originality, once again, we gave you our scores, guys. So you guys let us know what you guys thought of the entity. Where do you guys rank it if you guys have seen it? Let us know in the comments below, or let us know in the review down below. So Q, anything else you want to say on the entity before we get going?
Oh yeah. Like I said, my grandmother used to watch it over and over again, but I haven't visited this film in like 30 years. So to go back on it, I actually enjoyed really watching it. Like you said, you know what I'm saying? I really had it was some, I think I like the unpredictability of the film. You know what I'm saying? Like when this thing would just strike out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying? You'll think we're cool. Oh, we having this cool scene for the kids. And then that happens. It was like, that is scary, bro. So that's, you know what I'm saying? And then I like the main arc of the character, you know what I'm saying? Even if it's metaphorical or literal, I thought the actress did a great job there. So overall, I dig this movie. I would recommend it, especially if a lot of people haven't seen it out there. And if you're looking for, you know what I'm saying, a little old school paranormal fix and you watch Poltergeist a million times and you want something a little bit more mature, check out The Entity. Yeah.
For sure. Also, I wanted to say before we leave, I thought this did a very good job of the underlined issue of, you know, actual sexual assaults that happen to women that aren't like believed, you know? I mean, because that happens a lot, especially even nowadays, you know, so many that aren't. The first thing is people don't believe you, or you know, there've been. I mean, I'm not saying that you know everybody tells the truth necessarily. I mean, there was a huge campaign a while, not too long ago, but remember people were saying believe all women, but then people were like, well, what if you know women lie though? Men lie, women lie. You know, like Jay-Z said, men lie, women lie. Yeah, numbers don't lie.
Believe all of them.
Yeah,
you know
yeah. So it's one of those things where it's like when you're automatically being told they don't believe you. It was kind of the underlying issue there. I felt a little bit like it didn't need to necessarily be an entity, a paranormal thing. It could be a real life thing, especially in the 80s. I mean, we're talking about LA in the early 80s. This is before this is before Big Brother. I mean, we still had bro, in the 80s in LA, we had serial killers. You know what I mean? Like, you know, in America, we had serial killers happening, you know, all the time, and they were not being caught because of the lack of DNA, you know, forensics that we have now, and you know all the cameras and all the footage that we can get now, and stuff like that. But a lot of stuff was happening that was not being believed, or they just didn't have enough evidence to put a case to it. You know, so it was scary times, man. Yeah. So absolutely, I enjoyed it. I don't know what we should do for our next one. I think we should do a big one. We got to do a known movie because I feel like the last two, a lot of people ain't seen them.
Yeah. These unknown ones are fun to dig into though too. Yeah.
You know what we should do? Yeah. Since the damn game just came out, we should rewatch Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Nice, cool. I watched. I just rewatched it right before the game came out. So yeah, I love to do that one. I rewatch it again. I don't care. You know,
I'm down.
It's on Amazon Prime.
Oh, is it? Oh, I got like 4 copies on Blu-ray. So.
Oh yeah, you good?
I still got to pick up the damn 4K.
Yeah. Me too. Yeah, me too. I thought you had the 4K. You sent me a picture. No, I think that was in. No.
I have 2 Blu-ray copies, and then the one that I sent you was the one that's like this overseas like European copy or something. But there's that one that I was talking about with the original. I like the one with the original poster artwork. With the slip cover, the 4K, the white, with the one where he has the girl up on the hook, and you know, and he has I like that one. I think I'm gonna get that one. So.
Yeah. That one cold. Yeah, I gotta give me a 4K of Texas Chainsaw. I can't even believe I don't have one. Like, I was looking through my Blu-rays. Like, I don't even have a Blu-ray copy of Texas Chainsaw.
Ooh,
so yeah, I need it.
You got to get at least a Blu-ray copy, man. Because you want to talk about terrifying. That fucking movie was terrifying. And once again, another movie that doesn't show too much. You think it shows you too much, but it doesn't show you that much.
It's barely any blood in that movie. But you just think all the worst things ever can happen in that movie. But you see very little blood. Yeah, because the gamer was talking about, I'm pissed at this game. They don't show enough gore and blood in the game. Well, you ever see the movie? Because they don't really show any blood and gore in the movie. You know what I'm saying? It's just all implemented in your mind. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so down for that, man. I'm so down for that, especially since the 4K came out recently, and as well as the game, and everybody's playing it, everybody's talking about it too. So
yeah, I love it. Let you get you on there as a killer. We can roll.
Ooh,
yeah, man. It's only like $20-$30, I think. Yeah,
on Steam.
$30. Yeah, on Steam. And then I play on PlayStation, but I can invite you in and shit, and we can play as killers and victims.
Shit, now might have to do a live stream play or something.
yeah, it's fun.
All right, man, I'm going to take off. All right, guys. So this is David for Flix Talk, and this is
Q Reviews, homie.
Yeah, coming in for Why Won't You Die, a horror podcast. Make sure to check us out, guys. Please, once again, give us a good review if you guys can. If you guys did like the review, make sure to check us out on YouTube. Down in the description below, leave all your comments, guys, on any trivia or any thoughts once again, and we'll see you guys in the next one. All right, peace.
I'm just warming up, you pathetic worm! Why won't you die? No!
Game over.